I swear to you, it was so sunny 5 seconds ago, and then I opened the camera and the clouds rolled in. So, first and foremost, I have decided it is fall. It just is. I understand that technically fall doesn't start till the end of September, but on September 1st, I've decided it is fall. Let's be honest, I'm ready for Halloween by like directly after my birthday, which is in May. I look rough right now. Let's just all hold hands in solace that I will look good by the end of the video. We're also gonna do a little outfit together at the end. Every single year, I make a little list of fall activities that I want to get done, and every single year, without fail, I do maybe one of them. And it's not for lack of trying, okay? It's really, truly not. Because every year I ask my friends to do these things with me, and like it just never works out. It's like either they don't want to, or they're busy, they have lives, they have children. I don't have children. I don't think I have a single person that I hang out with, like, in person that doesn't have a child. And I love their children dearly. This is not to be like, that's a bad thing. No. They're all great moms, and I love them dearly, and I love their children dearly, and I understand that, like, they have to prioritize their kids. I'm not listing this as negatives. Just explaining why things don't always work out. I do on occasion feel like Nick Miller in that scene where he's talking to Ruth, Schmidt's kid, and he's like, I used to be his baby girl. I do on occasion feel like that. But listen, if I could drive, I would happily go do all of these things by myself. But unfortunately. Also, obviously, it's more fun to do them with friends, but I would do these things by myself. I absolutely would. But unfortunately, none of them are in walking distance. Well, most of them aren't. I do often force my siblings to do stuff with me, but again, busy. Don't worry though, we all know that fall content, Halloween content is my favorite content to make, and that will be rolling in swiftly. But I am going to talk about my list of fall activities that I want to do. My fall bucket list, if you will. And it does start now for me, just so everybody's clear. I do obviously also already have my Halloween costume picked out. I've had it picked out for months. Though as of right now, I don't have any plans for Halloween Day. Hopefully that'll change the closer it gets to Halloween. Because my costume is really good. I don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx it in some way. I don't know. I'm weirdly superstitious because I know that doesn't make sense. Jinx it how? Jinx it in what way? I don't know. Okay? I'm worried. But I need to wear it somewhere. I did get invited to go to like a event at a local bar. But not on Halloween Day. It's like early October. Which is still exciting. But I need actual Halloween plans. It's especially sad though because last year my Halloween plans were meeting my long distance best friend for the first time and spending like 2 weeks with them. And we spent Halloween together. And we were Bert and Ernie, and it was great. It was perfect actually. We actually did 2 variations the day before Halloween. We were sexy Bert and Ernie. And then day of Halloween we were regular Bert and Ernie. And it was great. And I just don't think that anything can top that. Like, no matter what I do this year, I'm gonna be wishing I was with Ione. Dressed like a Sesame Street character. The first thing on my fall bucket list is something I can definitely do by myself and often do. Although some of them will be with other people, and that's still fun. But this is one of my favorite parts, and that is any and all Halloween and fall related crafts. I will do a lot of them on here for you guys, but I have so many. I have so many in mind. I've been saving so much inspiration. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm debating whether or not to tell you what they are. Not that it's like a secret, but because I'm gonna be doing them on here, and then that's videos you can look forward to. Like, this is not the next one. Every time I try to do my makeup on camera, I do my concealer and contour in the wrong order. And I just save myself from doing it again. High five. It really doesn't matter that much. I actually don't think it makes any difference at all. That's so much. I don't know. I didn't mean to put that much on. That's okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just doing my makeup to sit in my house all day. First and foremost, I'm obsessed with like vintage Halloween decor. Like the specific look of all of the vintage Halloween decor. It's always been my favorite. And so I want to do something with that in some way. I want to try and recreate some of it to the best of my abilities. I don't know in what way. I kind of want to make like garlands. And then I have some paper mache ideas as well, which I'm really excited. I love paper mache. I made a paper mache shark on here once, but it wasn't very good. It was my first time doing paper mache since like elementary school, and I hadn't done it in a really long time, but I think I could do a better job now that I've gotten the hang of it, you know what I mean? And I just have so much, like, I save a bunch of cardboard and like excess paper scraps to reuse and recycle for craft purposes, and so I have like plenty of paper macheing materials. And I also kind of want to try and make like paper mache clay myself. I think that could be super sick. This actually blended out quite nicely. I actually don't think that was too much. Wonderful. So I'm gonna try and do that to the best of my ability. And then also I saw this girl on TikTok make these giant paper mache pumpkin heads, and it gave me Over the Garden Wall vibes, which you all know I'm very obsessed with. And so I think I'm gonna specifically I'm gonna try and make those and model them after vintage pumpkin decor, but also the Pottsfield residence, which kind of already have the vintage, I'm supposed to be multitasking, which already kind of have the vintage Halloween decor vibes, and I'm really excited. But then I also, you know, Enoch, the big, what do they call those things with the ribbons and then you go in a circle? Maypole? He's like a pumpkin maypole situation, and I love him, and I love his design so much, and so I think I'm gonna try and paper mache him as well. And I just think that'd be so cool. One day, not this fall, because again, I'm not super experienced paper mache wise. I'm working on it, but also, oh fuck, this was again not the next step. I was supposed to do my nose first. Whatever, it doesn't make a difference. It's fine. Anyway, but one day I would like to make a like really big one, like to scale with him. Maybe not fully to scale with him, but like close. And I think that'd be a really cool yard decor for Halloween. I'm not a homeowner, so, but my siblings have a house, and so maybe I could put it in their yard. Then I feel like they'd get credit for my super sick crafting skills though, but that's okay. I'd probably have to do it at their house anyway. I do most of my crafts, especially the ones that I film, at their house, because they just have a lot more space than I do, and so it's easier to do bigger projects. So I definitely think that'll be the move. Even when I do the not giant one, the like smaller ones, I'm definitely gonna probably have to do them at their house, and maybe I will make them help me, because they haven't been in my videos in a long time. They used to be in my videos all the time, and now they're never in my videos. So I will force them to be in a bunch of it. Which brings me to one of my other obvious Halloween fall bucket list items, and that is carving pumpkins. Duh. I've done that on here 2 years in a row, like the last 2 years, and I have made my siblings be in both videos. Did I do it 2 years in a row? I think I just lied to you. I think I've only done it once. Yeah, I've only done it once, because I've carved only 2 pumpkins in my whole life, which is crazy because I'm a Halloween enthusiast, but I had like a weird curse for a while where something every year would get in the way of me carving a pumpkin, and then I finally broke it and carved a pumpkin all by myself, like literally was home alone completely by myself, sadly carving a pumpkin alone. But it came out really good. I did the Beast from Over the Garden Wall to bring us back full circle to my Over the Garden Wall obsession. But I think for a first ever carved pumpkin, it came out really well. And then last year, one of my other obsessions, if you know me at all, I call myself a Garfield enthusiast. Literally right here, right next to me. Hang on. But anyway, I carved Garfield into a pumpkin last year, and it also came out really good. Not to toot my own horn, but so I'm actually kind of hoping to carve maybe more than one this year. And I also kind of want to paint one. I feel like I have more craft ideas, and now I just am blanking completely, but I have a bunch of them saved, and now I just can't think of any of them. Also, I'm obviously gonna do what I do every year, and that's turning myself into a bunch of characters and whatnot. In the spirit of Halloween, I tried to do a bunch of makeup looks. I think I did the most when I had my red hair. I'm gonna try and remember. Last year I did Lorna from Over the Garden Wall. I did, why am I blanking so hard? I did Edward Scissorhands last year as well. I think those might have been the only 2 I did last year. but I might be missing one. And then the year before, I did Circus Baby. I did Thorn from the Hex Girls. I did the puppet from Five Nights at Freddy's. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, I did Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of these, but I can't think of any more. But those are the ones that I've done. And I already have a list going of ones that I want to do this year. And I might try to redo some that I've already done as well. But I'm not sure. I'm supposed to be multitasking. I really am so bad at it. If you have any suggestions, with my usual disclaimer that I just do it for fun, I'm in no way a professional makeup artist. And I never promise that they're going to come out good. I never even suggest that they might. It's just for fun. I know this isn't really fall specific, but it feels fall-ish to me. I need to bake more this fall season. I don't know, I just have really been feeling the urge to bake lately. So that's on my list as well. Maybe one of the videos my siblings and I used to film, like that they actually used to be in, was we used to do baking videos together all the time, and maybe I'll make them do some baking videos with me. I feel like I post more in the month of October because I have so many fall and Halloween ideas, and I like can't confine them to one day a week, you know? But I was thinking of starting in September this year. I just stopped speaking for like an absurd amount of time, but I kept thinking about what I wanted to say, and so now I don't know what I did and didn't say out loud. My phone is also dying. That is what I'm filming on. It's okay, I think it'll live until the end of this video. I was gonna put on lashes, but what if I didn't? What if I didn't? Also, last year, I did get to go to a pumpkin patch for the first time ever in my life. Ione took me to one when I went to visit, and it was one of the highlights of my life. It was an amazing experience. I 10 out of 10 enjoyed it. There were cows there. And yes, I'm from Vermont, and there are cows every 10 feet, but cows at a pumpkin patch was an amazing experience. We have pumpkin patches here. Again, it just never works out. Nobody ever wants to go with me, or just like never works out. And so that's on my list, obviously. And in a sort of similar vein, I want to go apple picking so bad. I ask everyone I know to go with me every year, and it never works out. We just can't get our schedules to align. Hanging out with your friends as an adult is so difficult. But apple picking and pumpkin patch are definitely 100% on my list. Now I know what you're probably thinking, Anna, you love Halloween, you love fall, you love this season. Surely there's a haunted attraction on your list, like a haunted house, the haunted corn maze. Let me tell you why my answer to that is absolutely fucking not. And it's not just because I'm a wimp, even though yes I am. So I'm afraid of haunted houses, haunted corn maze, haunted anything with haunt actors involved. And let me explain to you why, because it's not what you think. I'm not afraid of the things there themselves. I'm not afraid of the haunt actors. I'm not afraid of the stuff there. Like that's not what I'm scared of. My fear is in the simple fact that I personally think that an event or attraction like that would be the perfect place to actually get away with killing somebody in front of witnesses and having no repercussions, like, and still being able to get away. I'll explain further, don't worry. If you're at these things, it's expected. You're getting chased around. People have weapons, usually fake ones, albeit, but how do you know the difference if you're not really looking? And also, it's dark, and people are sprinting around. You're not paying attention. People are bloody, guts out and about, getting attacked, laying around dead. And that's just like normal. That's what is to be expected there. So if somebody sneaks in a costume, wearing a mask, probably, and makeup, unrecognizable, with a real weapon, how do you, and people, they attack somebody, they're killing somebody in front of all these people, and people just think it's part of the show. People just think it's part of the act. They don't realize they're actually being murdered. That's real. And they just don't know. It's like, they could get away with it. They could get away with it, that's what I'm saying. And I just think it's like the perfect place. Not to give any of you ideas. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, I personally would just be a little too scared that people were using that as an opportunity to get away with it. And you just wouldn't know. And I've always had this fear. This is my fear my entire life. I'm like, but what if? But what if that's not one of the actors? I understand my parents, everyone, my aunt, uncle would be like, this isn't real. Don't be scared. And I'm like, yeah, I understand the premise. These are actors. These are people in costumes. I understand. These people are hired to scare me. I'm scared, but not because of them. I'm scared because the people that aren't supposed to be here. And actually, my favorite show is Psych, and there's an episode of Psych in which Sean, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen Psych, I don't know, you should have. I talk about it a lot on this channel. Anyway, there's an episode of Psych where they're at Scarefest, and him and Gus get on, like, this, like, ride, where you're going through the ride, and there's, like, scary things happening, but then he sees somebody legitimately being murdered, and nobody believes him. Everyone's like, yeah, Sean, it's a ride, like, it's a horror ride. You're supposed to be, like, that was probably a volleyball on a stick, like... And nobody believes him. Until they find out much later he was right. But I've always had this fear, even before I saw the episode, and then I saw the episode and I felt so validated. I can't talk and put this on at the same time, and I'm gonna look crazy with it on. Uno momento. I know this looks crazy, I have to let it sit there, okay? We're gonna keep talking though, you and I. Then of course there's all the fall and Halloween media that I need to consume this time of year. There's of course every Halloween Town movie, obviously. Hocus Pocus, Over the Garden Wall, of course, although I do tend to binge that one all year round. We have to binge it around this time. The Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, Practical Magic, The Craft, The Great Pumpkin, obviously. There's a bunch of cartoon ones that I'm missing. I also like to go through and watch all of the Halloween episodes of my favorite shows. I need to make like an actual comprehensive list. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Like my list of my favorite Halloween episodes of TV shows and Halloween/fall time movies. All of the media that I consume around this time of year. I'm definitely missing a bunch. If you think of ones that I didn't say, comment them, because I'm definitely missing a ton. What else? It's important to note that I did not write down said bucket list yet, and I am just pulling all of this from my brain. I feel like that's helpful to note. I can't think of anything else. Maybe that's it for now. Anyway, what's on your fall/Halloween bucket list? Let me know. Maybe I'll add some of your stuff to mine. Anyway, that's it. I'm done my makeup. That's my whole list, so I guess we're done. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next Wednesday, ? I know I keep changing my day. I'm struggling, okay? I'm struggling. Things have changed in my personal schedule, and so my schedule is... Anyway, I might be changing my day to Wednesday.